Hello, we're on the top of Peacehaven Cliffs in Sussex. Probably should be sitting here because the cliffs apparently crumbling away. I mean, right.
It says unstable cliff, which, you know, kind of suits us because that's how we roll.
We're sitting on it. It hasn't crumbled yet, so it can't be that unsafe.
But hasn't crumbled yet, it probably never will, right?
So we thought we'd do a different sort of video because we've had a lot of new subscribers and a lot of new viewers and a lot of questions. So we thought we'd do a video where we drop the facade and just give you a bit of a what's the word? A primer on what the hell this is and who we are, and maybe it'll drive you further away, enrage you further, invite you to look at some of our other content, and for the people who've stuck around with us for a long time now, we love you.
We do.
That is not a simple question to answer, believe it or not. We could answer what is Digitiser now, but if we go back 31 years when I was a slip of a lad, Digitiser was a video games magazine. If you're in the UK, you know what teletext is, and Digitiser was on teletext. We always had a reputation. I was one of the co-creators of it and the main writer. We always had a reputation for kind of mixing facts and, you know, real stuff with absolute nonsense and silliness, and so it continues today. We started on YouTube some years back, primarily with something called Mr. Biffo's Found Footage. Mr. Biffo, not my real name. It is Paul Rose. You are Sanya Rose.
No way, your real name is not
I know,
Mr.
I probably
Biffo.
should have told you before. Or actually since we got married.
I've been signing all my documents Mrs. Biffo.
Yeah, you said you didn't want to be known as that. No, you're gonna be. And I, on YouTube, I did this thing called Mr. Biffo's Found Footage, which is just a sort of silly, kind of surreal sketch show. Then we did a thing called Digitiser the Show, which was a video games thing based upon the original
retro video games.
Then did a long series of collaborations with my friend Paul Gannon. Then COVID happened, couldn't hang out with Gannon, so Sanya and I started making videos. We were never sure what sort of videos to make, but gradually over time, we realised we really like making videos together and being silly because we're best friends. And then we started kind of going out and about, and we realised we really enjoyed it because we've always loved travelling.
We love it so much.
We've loved exploring.
I love exploring.
We
love exploring. I don't even remember how we started that. Like what inspired us to start kind of going, oh, let's go out and about.
I don't know what the first one was.
No, I
don't. Was it A Supernatural World? Might have been.
Yes.
With Gannon and Eli, and yeah, it probably was. And we just enjoyed filming out and about because of our style. Oh, those bloody ramblers.
You can't escape. Even on a cliff top, on a cliff top, in the wind.
This is the path, isn't it?
Also, sorry if it annoys anyone that my hair's blowing in my face. It annoys me too.
Over time, we realised that being out in the real world and filming was where it was at for us, because it brought together lots of our sort of interests. We like a bit of history, we like a bit of geography, we like a bit of the weirdness of the modern world. And so that's what we ended up doing. And then last year we kind of went full in on that, rather than sort of splitting up with these other sorts of videos where we weren't really sure what we were meant to be doing for several years, which was slightly as a result of, well, COVID limiting what we could do, and an extremely stressful and depressing set of personal circumstances, including my dad dying, and my mum, who's blind and disabled, being left on her own. And so we've had that to deal with, and it took us a while to really find our path.
But it was thanks to that, because we've been going through like this really stressful period and kind of also stuck at home. And one day we were just like, we just want to go out. We just want to go out and explore and take our mind off things a bit. Why not film a video while we're doing it as well? And Paul looked up, I think, what was it? Was which one was first? Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Paul looked up some interesting, unusual, because we love weird, unusual facts or things that we can find out and about that you might not necessarily realise about the place upon first visit. And so we did that. We included like some interesting information, and it was just like, oh my goodness, like we just love it. We love it so much. It's
but the
so
turning point
energizing.
was buying these mics, which allowed us to...
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, let's pause for the ramblers. No, they're going that way.
They're avoiding us.
Avoiding
Fine.
us. They're like, what are these two old people doing?
Social anxiety ramblers. But that's fine, because that's fine with us.
So, yeah, the turning point was when we bought these microphones, and it just sort of meant we had good sound when we were out and about, and it just freed us up. So, in a nutshell, that's the history of Digitiser. It's hard to pinpoint because we sort of still, I don't like to explain the joke too much, but clearly there's been some confusion because I think we're quite hard to categorise. We're sort of, I guess, I hit upon the phrase, a sort of investigative mock documentary, but not a mockumentary. So when we go to places, I and you, we try to look up facts, the history, how it relates to the modern world, but our style is just dicking around and being silly and trying to
we can't help it. That's just like we could try and do something really seriously and it would last maybe like 2 minutes, because we're gonna look, someone in the comments called us clown show, and that was the most accurate comment probably that we've ever received. It is always going to be a clown show, and it is always will have elements of clown show in it, even if the whole thing isn't clown show, and it is always going to have a bit of chaos in it, because like
we're chaotic. That's who we are.
We can't help that. We can't turn that off, unfortunately.
What I would say is we're not a conspiracy channel, certainly not, but we do sometimes stumble upon things that are a bit weird, and we can be a bit tongue-in-cheek with our delivery and the way it's set up, but always really I think the joke is on me being a pompous buffoon, and you sort
being
of
the annoying dumb interrupter,
deliberately trying to wind me up, or sometimes not deliberate.
sometimes it's not deliberate. Oh well.
So I think going forwards, it's just we're going to go places. We'll show you what those places are like. We'll give you some history. We're going to kind of connect to the modern day. We'll tell stories, and
it's mainly exploring.
Yeah,
and that includes exploring the physical environment and exploring concepts that link.
Don't go woo.
It's not woo-woo. Exploring concepts that are linked to the physical environment that we are exploring.
So yes, but there are no real rules other than we're exploring, and it's us. So you'll get all sorts of different things, but it'll always be that, looking at the world through a slightly sort of strange lens. Look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Sanya in real life is probably a bit more of a believer in that sort of stuff than I am, but I also have a massive interest in the sort of esoteric and the thoughts that there are things going on in the world, and I've always described myself as a kind of hopeful skeptic, in that I'd love ghosts and UFOs and things to be real. I just haven't seen evidence of them. So when we're looking into Masonic links or the Illuminati, as we did in the Canary Wharf video, I try to sort of, what's the history of that? Why is there that belief? How does it link to the present day? So I'm, I was a journalist, so I enjoy the research side. I mean, look, I get it. A lot of the research is probably wasted because we then
ruin it. We clowning.
But I enjoy doing it. So but I think what we do is unique, and there are other channels where you can just go and get your information.
Yeah, you can just get straight info.
We're just trying to sort of, I don't know, come with us and have a laugh.
Yeah,
while
keep
we're
ourselves
doing it.
entertained while we're doing
Yeah,
it.
we want to all on a road trip together. See it like
Exactly.
that. And we're hanging out.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But yeah, I mean, the thing that's freaked me out so far a lot of the times is I know that Paul's a bit more skeptical about things. I'm kind of like more open-minded about
Saying I'm closed-minded.
unusual information.
I just want the research.
No,
I want
it's
I want to.
I'm more like, okay, yeah, I could see how that could connect, but I stay open-minded because I'm like, that could be disproved, and I haven't got the motivation to go out and prove or disprove these things myself. So Paul coming in and doing like actual research as a skeptic, and then finding out links and connections and history, and actually us going to real places, it's freaked me out even more.
So are we real? Look, my reactions in Canary Wharf were 100% genuine. You know, I think, look, be perceptive, look at it and go, is he acting like a clown in this moment, or is he just talking normally? Which brings me to question 4. No, but also yes. And not always throughout a whole video. Sometimes we'll drop the act, but I like to think we're sort of playing heightened versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're heightened versions.
The most
For
annoying
comic
versions,
effect, the most annoying,
versions of ourselves.
stupid, pompous, or
ADHD
unattentive.
and I don't think I'm acting. ADHD is real.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah, we're so, you know, but look, you're all smart people, I'm sure. So I looked away from the camera then as if I was lying. You're all smart people, I'm sure. So look, just you can probably work it out in the moment. There are the tells when I'm being real and when I'm being a character and being silly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes because I'm being overtly silly. You know, it's to entertain ourselves. We make it.
Yeah, basically, we can't. It's not. We don't even do it on purpose. We just kind of like, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Like,
other travel history and, you know, conspiracy channels are available.
Are we acting like this when we go out and aren't filming? Yes. So
not
sometimes like silly things,
oh, yeah,
like
we'll be silly.
pretending to poo off a cliff.
Okay.
Yes, that would probably happen even if it wasn't for a video.
Filming or videoing?
I was taking a photo. I'm filming now.
All right.
Wait, let me video it. Go.
I don't know why I do these things and you tell me to. There, okay, photo.
Crash down a bit more crouchy.
This is Dan Stable's cliff edge. Okay? Actually, I can't do it. If I bend over again, I'm going to fart.
Paul, look what you've done.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. He hasn't got like at my back. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're not.
Am I lovely? Am I actually lovely?
Yes, you're lovely.
What? Did you nearly cry this morning because of
my goodness.
how much you love me?
I am on like the last day of
I
PMS.
got swallowed a load of your hair.
Well, welcome to my world. I'm like on one of the last days of PMS, so it's like, let's all cry at everything. It's that kind of day. And yes, I may have gotten emotional.
Hope that
Everyone
answers
goes
your
off
question.
to throw up in the corner.
No. We're in Sussex at the moment filming a video. We do have a secondary channel, Digitiser Level 2, which is for retro video games. It's a sort of limited run of episodes. We've slightly paused that, partly because my mum's not very well, and partly because we suddenly had a whole load of new viewers and subscribers, so we thought we should stop ignoring this channel because we were focusing on the other thing, which had been crowdfunded. So we've paused that briefly. This channel will be our focus going forwards, but we
may have a little break while we finish
the other thing,
the other project.
but we wanted to get up at least I want to get up at least 4 new videos before we do that. So we've done 2, we're filming a 3rd now, and then there'll be a 4th, and then we'll probably have a brief break. This is one for our longer term viewers. Are we abandoning the types of videos that we've made in the past? Well, no, because we've got Digi Level 2 episodes still to come.
Loads of
stuff,
Digi Level 2 episodes still to come.
including something called Drong's Challenge, which is a whole nother 6
which
episodes.
will be,
And they're full of characters, they're full of animation, full of weird cutaways, loads of me and Gannon at the desk messing about and interacting, guests.
retro game.
There's a sort of a greatest
entertainment.
hits of everything we've done up to this point. What I would say is this format that we're doing on this channel, which we call the main channel, feels to me more authentically Digitiser than anything we've ever done. That mix of sort of real stuff with silliness and messing about, and authenticity with silliness and messing about, that for me that gets to the heart of what Digitiser always was, and I think in a way it's a more perfect distillation of Digitiser's ethos even than Digi Level 2, which you know, is just primarily silly. But you know, finding that balance between the real and the not quite real, it's for me this is perfect. And the thing is as well, look, I'm not getting any younger. We're not doing this because we're you know, young up and coming YouTubers. We're both middle-aged, you know, we're both grandparents. We're doing it because we enjoy it. We're not trying to become the biggest YouTubers in the world.
Hi.
We're not doing it to get rich. You know, if the channel grows, fantastic, but
we're really loving it.
we love
Both
doing
of
it.
us are really, it's energizing, it's like, it brings aliveness, it brings optimism, is that the right word?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, it does bring optimism because it gives us something to look forward to.
Yeah.
We both just really love exploring and showing off our
Hell's the
explorations.
wind under my hair.
Not showing them off, like sharing them and kind of going, yeah, like, oh, come and look at this.
We love it. And I don't know, don't reply to this because we had a whole conversation in the car yesterday, but there's also part of me that kind of goes, I'm getting older, how much longer can I do what I was doing before in that same sort of way? I don't know, I just felt I needed to kind of start doing something for me that was a little bit meatier. So some of the videos will sometimes be serious without the silliness and fully authentic. Sometimes we'll do videos that are really silly and more, you know, like the Britain's Lowest Point video that we did, that was, you know, you got some facts in the beginning and you had me rolling around on the floor like an idiot. Sometimes we'll do a mix of the both, like Canary Wharf, even though that annoys some people. But you know, it just feels right for us now. We'll probably still collaborate with people in the future once we've got a few more of these videos under our belt. We're going to do some more supernatural world, but for now, yeah, this is the format because we absolutely love it, and love it more than anything we've done. And the fact that we are making it for us, there was a previously over the sort of the last few years, I think there was a sort of hangover from when I was doing stuff with Gannon at the desk. Much as I love Paul, and he knows I do, you know, which is why he's involved in Digi Level 2, but we struggled to find the right format for us, and the channel suffered for it. And it was only once we started doing this, which we had already felt this is right for us, that we started to see growth after years of it just being stagnant, just utterly stagnant and losing subscribers. So, you know, hello to all the new people, but also massively, I would have given up if it wasn't for particularly our patrons who've stuck by us. Yeah, I genuinely would have given up. I would have stopped with YouTube, which is so, you know, even though I love it, it just felt a bit demoralising because I always felt sort of a bit surplus to requirements, that, you know, people wanted the guests and I didn't know, okay, what's right for me, or, you know, and so we owe them, I mean, it's a huge debt of thanks. I know I say it to them a lot on our Patreon, but and they're probably sick of hearing it, but it's sincere because they you know, this is why we're still here, why we were able to find our way, because they just put faith in us.
Yeah.
So I hope this change of format doesn't disappoint too many of them. But
Yeah.
anyway, we've rambled long enough. This is meant to be short. Oh, you got something to say?
Yeah, I do.
She does.
You don't have to include this, but I just want to say it for now. I think a big part of this as well was our patrons would know, but our YouTube viewers might not know. We've both, but particularly Paul's, been going through a really very, very challenging few years. And it came to a point where we had to make a decision. Like we've decided, well, I decided, but Paul agrees with me that going forward, we'd like to have a core value at the center of all of our projects, which is we want to do something. Every choice we make, every project we make, we want it to be a choice made not out of obligation, not out of pressure, but a choice made out of, I feel that doing this brings me, and it brings me more energy. It feels empowering. It feels like I want to do this.
It feels authentic for me.
It feels authentic.
For me, there's even authenticity in being a character if it's authentically done. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, and if we're being authentic about the facts and the history and the research,
Yeah.
it's just, I think people could smell fakeness.
Yeah.
So.
Hi. Yeah, I think what I wanted to say is, like, we were both in a place where we felt disempowered and out of control in our lives. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to bring everything back to the smallest decisions and go, okay, if the result of what we were doing before led us to feeling disempowered, in the smallest decisions, what can we do that for every decision and choice we make adds a little bit more of feeling empowered to us? And doing that by making choices of, oh, this lights me up more than that, or the thought of having done that actually feels really good. Am I talking too much?
No, good.
You can edit it all out.
No, I'm not going to.
I've lost steam now.
It's good. Oh.
Because I get really self-conscious. Halfway through a sentence, I get self-conscious.
I think they get the point, though.
Yeah. So it's like, and we realised that accidentally when we went out and filmed a video out and about, doing that, like,
Finding
we felt more alive
stuff
from doing that. We felt more empowered. Is a really weird way of putting it, but that's how we felt. And so that's why we've wanted to continue doing that. But that's also why we might be a bit silly in a lot of places, because we find that fun.
Yeah, it's the playing the
it's fun. It's playing.
It's playing. That's
game,
what we do.
Yeah, it's like, the game's not worth playing if you're not having fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the end result of life. You never get to the destination that you want to go. Every time you get to the destination you think you want to go, there's a new destination further ahead. So if you're not enjoying the journey, what is the point? What is the point? You might as well enjoy the process and enjoy the actual path that you're taking. And yeah. So
thank you for watching that. Probably has gone on longer than I intended.
It's going to be like a 5-10 minute thing.
5-10 minute quick introduction to what Digitiser is. Anyway, thank you for subscribing if you're new, and commenting, and you know, even those people who think we're clowns, or Sanya's a dreadful woman, or that I'm a prat.
That made me laugh so much.
Or that I'm a prat.
Dreadful woman. I don't know why that really, really genuinely cracked me up.
We haven't got anything against anyone. We're pretty much, Sanya and I, we're quite easygoing. So when people like try and have a pop at us, it's like, come on. I mean,
they don't know us, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's it. So
we do come across.
We need to go and film a video.
Yes, we do.
We've only got a limited time today.
Yeah.
So and I need to go down there because there's some serious waves that are going to be a great backdrop to the video.
It's going to go surfing.
Right, okay, bye.
Cowabunga. Bye.